Here's what you need to know about the attacks against Ilhan Omar. You know, before we go to the article, I can tell you there's only one thing you need to know. Ilhan Omar did nothing wrong. There you go. Over. Ilhan Omar did nothing wrong. Criticizing a lobby is not wrong, especially when it's a lobby like AIPAC. And criticizing the right-wing Israeli government is not wrong either. That's actually quite justified. And it has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. It is not even remotely related. That's just propaganda. So, that's the first thing you need to know about Ilhan Omar. She did nothing wrong. But let's go to the article. Here's what you need to know about the attacks against Ilhan Omar. Minnesota Rep. Ilhan Omar isn't backing down as she deals with attacks from both Republicans and members of her own party. On Sunday, the freshman congresswoman rejected resurgent accusations of anti-Semitism against her as nothing more than attacks manufactured to silence her criticism of Israel's right-wing government and the occupation of Palestinian territories. In a series of tweets, 37-year-old Omar responded to outrage from her critics. Ugh. She's 37. She looks fantastic. I'm younger than 37, and I look way older than her. I am not 37. I look way older than Ilhan Omar. So that bothers me. You know what? She did everything well. I'm just kidding. That'd be funny if I totally changed my tune and just started making a bunch of shit up about her. Because, like, she looks fucking younger than me. I can't take it. We gotta have the right priorities. All right. So I know a lot of you guys have been following this already. You guys have been tweeting this at me. And let's keep in mind, she faced... Here, this the threatening poster. Okay. So, the day that Rep. Engel publicly blasted Omar for her comments about Israel, a poster was discovered in West Virginia's Capitol Rotunda that equated the elected congresswoman to terrorists who destroyed the World Trade Center. Look at this. So, never forget, you said. And then underneath this, it says, I'm proof you forgot. It has a picture of Ilhan Omar, and it says, I'm proof you forgot. Meaning that because she's Muslim, she was responsible for 9/11. So that was an incredibly, and then there's this. Look at this. She's gotten death threats because here's what people really have a problem with. Here's the real problem. Right here. Omar is one of the only 2 Muslim women ever elected to Congress. That's what a lot of folks really have a problem with. And it is very telling about the Democratic establishment that they have been more vocal about condemning her for her statements against an oppressive government. Her justified statements against an oppressive government and against AIPAC. They have been more vocal in criticizing her for that than they have in criticizing the people who have posted these horrific posters about her, who have posted this anti-Muslim hate speech. I've seen very little in defense of her from the Democratic establishment when it comes to that. But when it comes to her issue, like her speaking out against the Israeli government, they're very vocal there. You know why? Because this is the number one concern. Money, 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 money. That's what they care about most. You're going to speak out against lobbyists? Ooh, we can't have that. Someone displays some anti-Muslim, some grossly anti-Muslim rhetoric about you and calls for death threats. It happens. It happens. And this is the same Democratic establishment that likes to hijack and abuse identity politics. This is the same Democratic establishment that loves to do that. Here, you have your colleague who is being openly discriminated against for her background in religion and race. You are nearly silent. But when she calls out a lobbying group, and justifiably so, and she calls out an oppressive government, and justifiably so, ooh, then you're clutching your pearls. And it's just all about money. It's all about money. There's nothing even remotely anti-Semitic about what Ilhan Omar did. And the fact that I even need to utter that sentence is evident of how thick the propaganda is in this country. But interesting selective outrage. Very interesting. Anti-Muslim bigotry, calling through death threats of a colleague. No big deal. You criticize Israel, and justifiably so. Whoa. We're going to have some measures on that. And again, to close, the most important thing about the Ilhan Omar thing that you need to know, she did absolutely nothing wrong. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make